Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, Jedi. Today, we're looking at the top 10 things that you should do before you get married. So let's go. Number one is to travel with your friends. So, if you're a girl and you're gonna get married, if you want to travel with your girlfriends, and if you're a guy, vice versa, and with your other friends too. So then the reason you want to travel before marriage is because after marriage, you traveling is gonna be really hard because you're gonna have to spend time with your significant other and your new family and stuff. But before that, you have a lot of time, and you have more time than you would if you were married. So if all the traveling that you wanted to do with your friends, all the hanging out you wanted to do with your friends, now's the best time to do that before you get married. So definitely spending time with your friends is got to be number one. Number two is to learn basic household necessities, like for example cooking, cleaning, washing your clothes. Yeah, these are things that your parents have been doing for you your whole life, and if you already know how to do these, you're probably set. But or you're probably already married. But you definitely learning these things is going to help you a lot. Like learning to cook and clean, it's going to help you in your new house. And if you're a guy, this is going to really impress your significant other. And if you're a woman, this is going to really impress the guy too. So it's like vice versa. But learning to cook and clean is going to help you with with your personal like stuff at your new family, and also it's going to impress your significant other. Number three is just going for a solo trip, like just spending time with yourself. Because discovering yourself and all that stuff, yeah, before marriage is the best time to do that. Because once you get married, you can still discover yourself and still go for solo trips, but it's going to be really, really hard. So before you get married, it's probably best to do these things so you can get it out of the way and you really discover yourself and you kind of know who you are. Because in a solo trip, you got to take care of yourself, and then you know what you like. So discovering yourself is best in a solo trip. Number four is spending time with your siblings and cousins. So these are your mates, they've been there, your friends, your cousins, siblings, they're like your family. Spending time with them is going to be really important, because after you get married, it's going to be really hard. So definitely building a better bond with them is going to help you too. So in the future, if you need anything, you can go up to them. And also, you're not going to be able to spend more time with them in the future when you get married. So building a better bond with them, now is the best time to do it before you get married. Number five is to hang out with your parents. So your parents know a lot about you. So when you hang out with them more, like I'm talking pretty much staying with them and stuff, then you build that bond, so you kind of know what it's like to take care of a house and see how they react, see how they are. So really hanging out with them, it's going to really help you, and it's going to give you a good understanding of how your relationship's probably going to end up. And number six is to talk to your fiance, or the person you're going to get married to. Building a good understanding and bond with them orally, and like talking to them and like understanding each other, it's going to help a lot, because once you build that bond, now you know like what they want in you and what you want, and you guys can really like talk things out, and it's going to really help you future on when you actually want like to get a good relationship with them. Just starting it now before you get married, it's good, so then you don't have to worry about that stuff after you get married. Number seven is to start practicing by living with a roommate. So one of the easiest things that you could do to getting used to getting married and living with someone is to start living with the roommates. Because when you start living with the roommate, you kind of know how things work. Like now you gotta like start worrying about sharing the toilet. Now you gotta start worrying about sharing your room. Now you gotta start worrying about cooking for each other, talking to someone, you changing your morning routine, them changing their morning routine, and things just change, and you start learning to adapt more, and that's going to really help you in the future run when you actually are married. So then you and your spouse can really have a smoother sail when it comes to that. Number eight is to face one of your biggest fears. So if you're not a fan of the ocean, and if you're afraid of the heights, or if you're just afraid of petting a dog, any of these things, when you do these things and you're actually like experiencing how it is, and you get over that, the minute you actually do it, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to know the feeling, and you're not going to be as afraid. So in the future on, when you get married and you're afraid of some things, you can refer back to the time when you're afraid of this and how you overcame that. So overcoming your fears is a really good way to set things off right, and to help you in the future run when you get married. Number 9 is to spend time with your spouse's friends and their family. So when you spend time with your spouse's friends and their family, they're the people who know your spouse really well. So then they would tell you a lot of things about your spouse that you probably did not know. So and I'm sure they're gonna give you advice too. So when you spend time with them, you start getting a good idea of how to start treating your spouse, and you also know what your spouse wants, what they like, and stuff like that. Because if you're spending time with your spouse's like mom and dad, they're definitely gonna know a lot of things about your spouse that you probably did not know. So definitely building a good relationship with them and spending time with them is going to help you a lot. Number 10 is to travel and spend time with your future spouse. This is one that I got to stress a lot because I see a lot of people that don't do this, and then they start getting married and things start going off to a rough sail. But when you spend time with your future spouse before you guys get married, there's not really, I mean, you still have some obligations, but you guys aren't married, so you're still in that like phase. So you could just like, you guys could be really good friends, you guys could talk, you guys could hang out, and like once you guys spend time, and when you travel and you go to different places and you have to like depend on each other, that's when you're really gonna know the true meaning of marriage. And you'll start getting a lot of practice too, because you'll be in a new place where you won't know anything, so you only know each other, and that's gonna really help you when you get married. So these are the top 10 things that you should be doing before you get married. And if you're already married, well then, did you do these things? If you did, good job. If you didn't, then maybe tell your kids and tell people that you know. Share this video. Make sure you guys
like the video, share the video, and subscribe.
make sure you guys do that, and follow me on Instagram. I will see you guys next time.